In 1986, the American public gathered to watch NASA's space program on television. But things did not go as expected. On January 28, 1986, just 73 seconds after liftoff, Challenger's right rocket engine failed. The O-rings had lost their flexibility due to the cold weather, causing a leak in one of the fuel tanks next to the rocket engine. This leak caused the rocket engines to overheat, leading to a massive explosion. This explosion blew up Challenger, and the entire crew perished in the blast. What really happened in 1986? Let's take a more detailed look at this disaster. But before that, if you remember this event, it would be great if you could leave what you know in the comments for other viewers to experience. On the morning of January 28, 1986, at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where Challenger was to be launched, I was told that the air temperature had dropped below 8 degrees C overnight, reaching freezing temperatures in some areas. Space shuttle launches are usually carried out in warm weather conditions, so this cold weather caused concern among engineers. The cold weather affected all preparations and equipment ahead of the scheduled time for Challenger's launch. I learned that McDonald had requested a more detailed weather report from NASA. Challenger was originally scheduled to launch on January 22nd, but bad weather delayed the launch until January 28. Prior to that, crew members participated in various training and preparation programs ahead of the launch. Krista McAuliffe was the first teacher to teach in space, a role that attracted much media attention. The crew received intensive training on the tasks they would perform in space and emergency procedures. The training was supplemented by simulations and practical exercises. The cold weather conditions before Challenger's liftoff caused great concern among engineers. In particular, there was concern about whether the O-ring seals used around the engines of rockets would be effective in this cold weather. O-rings provide the seal between rocket engines and fuel tanks, and cold weather can cause these seals to lose their flexibility, causing the engines to overheat and explode. But NASA's decision-makers decided to go ahead despite these concerns. On the morning of liftoff, Challenger was undergoing final preparations. Engineers and technicians checked all the shuttle systems one last time. The cold weather could have affected the performance of the equipment, jeopardizing the safety of the launch. But NASA's top managers decided to go ahead with the launch despite the engineers' warnings. This decision carried great risks for the shuttle and the crew, but finally, the liftoff time approached. At 11:39 a.m., when it was time for Challenger to lift off, the shuttle took its place on the launch pad. The crowd watched this historic moment with great excitement and pride. With the rocket engines firing with great power, Challenger took off. However, immediately after takeoff, some technical problems began to occur. The shuttle emitted more smoke and fire than usual, causing concern among engineers. Just 73 seconds after liftoff, a critical failure occurred in Challenger's right rocket engine. The O-rings had lost their flexibility due to the cold weather, leading to a leak in one of the fuel tanks next to the rocket engines. The leak caused the engines to overheat, causing a massive explosion. The explosion blew Challenger into the air and tragically killed the entire crew of the shuttle, watched in shock by the crowd at the Kennedy Space Center. The explosion sent a huge ball of flame and smoke billowing from the shuttle. Onlookers were shocked and saddened by this terrible event. Immediately after the incident, authorities moved urgently to understand the damage caused by the launch and begin possible rescue operations. A large-scale search and rescue operation was launched after the Challenger exploded. Debris was searched for in the depths and on the surface of the Atlantic Ocean. Various teams worked hard to collect pieces of debris on and under the ocean surface. The search and rescue effort lasted for days, and teams worked intensively to piece together the shuttle parts. Once the pieces of debris were collected, engineers and experts began a detailed analysis to understand the causes of Challenger's explosion. Parts collected from the shuttle were meticulously examined to identify engineering errors and design flaws. These analyses revealed that the O-rings were not sufficiently effective in cold weather conditions, and that takeoff was allowed despite warnings from engineers. The Roger Commission was established to determine the causes of the accident. The commission found that the accident was caused by technical and organizational negligence. In particular, it focused on the ineffectiveness of the O-rings in cold weather conditions and NASA's authorization of the launch, despite warnings from engineers. This investigation prompted NASA to reconsider and update safety standards in its space programs. The Challenger disaster reverberated around the world. The media widely reported the details of the incident, and the public was deeply saddened by the tragic event. The fact that Krista McAuliffe was chosen as the first teacher to teach in space made it even more tragic. The incident had a major impact on the education community and space exploration. Yes, viewers, Challenger Space Disaster happened due to some mistakes. So what were these mistakes according to you? If you liked our video, do not forget to press like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.